BuyMyGY.com, Guyana's online market. Sell everything, anytime, anywhere. I think Alana's going to give us a hand with the PowerPoint presentation. Today to share in the launching of my first company, BuyMyGY.com Inc. BuyMyGY.com is an online or virtual market, very similar to eBay without the auctioning, or private listings in Amazon, or what I've coined classified ads on steroids. Simply for the sake of clarification, BuyMyGY.com is not the seller of any products or items. It's a website where any person, company, business, or trader can list any or all of their items for sale, whether it's new or used. The listing prices for these items start as low as $500 per item per month, which works out to about 16 Guyana dollars per day. BuyMyGY.com currently has the capacity to list hundreds of thousands of items with pictures and details. The listing possibilities of both new and used items on BuyMyGY are almost endless. For example, real estate, cars, trucks, tires, rims, cell phones, TVs, electronics, furniture, refrigerators, household goods and appliances, hardware, jewelry, machinery, mining equipment, concert tickets, gift vouchers, and like the Energizer Bunny, I could keep going and going and going. Additionally, the website offers the additional features of filters and searches that you would find as standard on most modern international websites. How it works? It's very simple. In fact, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1, take a picture of the item that you'd like to sell. Step 2, send that picture with details via email or BBM. And this could be done with any smartphone or digital camera. Step 3, visit the office to pay or send credit to the office's mobile number. And that's it. The office takes care of the rest. The pricing, as you can see, the model for BuyMyGY is high volume, low price. And that's why we can boast of prices starting as low as $500 per item per month. The listing prices, the reason why I say it starts at that, the listing prices are based on the value of the product per individual listings. So I have a table here. For items between $0 to $10,000, it's $500. For items between $10,000 to $99,000, it's $1,000. For items that are between $100,000 to $499,000, it's $1,500. And for items that are between $500,000 and $1 million and above, it's $2,000. And I have a special package for businesses and traders and companies that would like to list on block. So for those businesses or traders, companies that would like to list a number of items, we offer a special rate. So for $10,000 a month, we can give you 10 items. For $15,000 a month, we can give you 25 items. For $20,000 a month, we can give you 35 items. For $25,000, we can give you 45 items. And for 30 items. The benefits. This will be Guyana's first true main shopping website. And today, the internet is not only in computers, it's also mobile and mobile phones. So essentially, everyone everywhere has or can have access. It now means that sellers and buyers across Guyana can be more connected than ever. Sellers will now be accessible to buyers or vice versa, regardless of whether they live in Essequibo, Demerara, Berbice, or for example, a buyer in Berbice is no longer limited to what's available, let's say, in Berbice. He can now go to buymygy.com and let's say, for instance, he wants to buy a car. He can do a search on BuyMyGY and drive down to wherever the location is, whether it's in town or Region 5, find it, buy it, pay the same day, go back with his new car within a few hours. It also means that for persons with a normal 9-to-5 job, they no longer have to rush out from work to go searching from store to store or from business to business, location to location to find the exact item that they were searching for, or to endure the heavy frustration of traffic only to find that the store closes before they get to the location search. The buyer can locate the item at their convenience, whether at home or at work. Also, for those business companies or traders that don't have the time, resources, skill, or inclination to create, market, operate, or update a website, BuyMyGY offers a package which is by far cheaper and more convenient. A brief background to BuyMyGY.com. In the middle of 2009, we had a blue Pathfinder that we wanted to sell, and I was having some difficulties with it, and I spoke to my mom who's here, and she said, well, why don't you put a for sale sign on it and drive it around the place. That's her master technique for selling cars. And after a few weeks, without any, after a few weeks and some queries but no sale, I decided I was going to put an ad in the newspaper. I did that. I again got some queries, no sale. And I began to think, after being frustrated by failure, what would be a more effective and efficient way to effect the selling process? And fresh from my academic sojourn in the more developed countries, I knew that a website was probably the sensible solution to this, and so I formed a company in that year called BuyMyGY.com Inc. And unfortunately, for many reasons, for example, I didn't examine the relevant factors and circumstances, like, for example, internet speed and usability and uptake, etc. It eventually took me about 3 years to get to this point. But I think that the circumstances have changed since then, and so with the increased internet accessibility, affordability, celerity, mobility, and the one laptop family program and laptops and computers becoming way more affordable, we believe that the time today and the circumstances have changed. The internet is here, it's here to stay, and there's no question of its benefit. Businesses, traders, and companies that ignore or neglect the power of the internet do so at their peril. Wealth creation and new model of business. Citizens constantly ask governments and politicians about jobs. Where are the jobs? But most economists will tell you that in a market economy, or at the very least a market-oriented economy, the easiest way to increase wealth is not by getting a job, but by trading. BuyMyGY.com makes this trading process easy, more comprehensive, and more accessible to everyone. BuyMyGY.com facilitates and improves the symbiotic relationship between sellers and buyers. Sellers get to connect more with buyers, and buyers, the consumers, can be offered a wider variety of items and are able to compare prices almost instantaneously. Incidentally, I think that there is room for a new business model, especially for young entrepreneurs or new entrepreneurs. Since I mentioned that BuyMyGY.com removes most of the cost of access to market, expenses that would normally be part of the rudimentary business startup and operational costs, for example, rent, utilities, office, staffing, expensive branding, advertising, etc. A new business model can be created. A business model that allows sellers to connect directly with buyers, where those rudimentary expenses that I just mentioned can now be obviated or removed from the pricing equation, thereby allowing consumers to get the best prices. In addition, those entrepreneurs can now compete in niche markets for specific items with the big boys or big established businesses that have those quotidian expenses but can drive prices down simply because of purchasing scale. Vision. The vision for BuyMyGY can be broken down into 3 guiding principles. Number 1, consumer obsessed. Our main focus will be on providing quality consumer and customer service. Number 2, innovative. Our business model will constantly be innovating and evolving with the passage of time and experimentation, feedback, research, and analysis. And number 3, long-term. Our intention is to take a long-term view of the market and the internet and internet shopping. Our future plans. The rollout of BuyMyGY.com will be phased. Today, this is the first phase where we launch in this media launch today, and on Monday we open our doors at our office at Albert Street. This is the address here, Albert Street, and we begin uploading on that day. The second phase will be the introduction of e-commerce, for example, PayPal and credit cards, use of credit cards, and I think more importantly, at least for our country and in the immediate future, mobile money payments. And third will be the introduction of a low-calorie mobile version of the website. Finally, we want to create an app for easier use on mobile phones and modern tablet devices. Before I conclude, I must say that establishing this company and this website has been one of the most exhausting experiences of my life. I also have to say it's also been one of the most exciting and satisfying experiences. And for it all, of course, I'd like to thank God, but I'd also like to thank my parents and my sister who couldn't be here today. She's living in Guyana, but she's helped me considerably. My friends, and of course my partner and co-owner, Alana. And thank you very much and for your time and attention. As a token of our appreciation, we would like to offer everyone here 2 free listings and of course some light refreshment. That's 2 free listings of any value and some light refreshments. Any questions? Sure.
I can see your vision with this, especially from the seller's point. I think it could be very great for that. But I heard you mention just now the second phase, introducing PayPal.
Right.
How soon can we expect that? I think that's something that.
Well, I've already commissioned the PayPal and credit cards. That'll be, I'd say, within about a month or 2, but even sooner than that, mobile money, which is not, I'm not at liberty to speak about, or I'm not authorized to speak about, but that I expect to be by January.
You wouldn't be involved in delivery of...
No, no delivery of any kind. But we do have our office where if people wanted to come and do the exchange there or leave the items there, they can do that, just as a way of convenience. But for liability issues, I think that it's best to remove that delivery element. Eventually, I think there are two things that can happen there. I think number one, I think that you can have a spin-off of a business that can develop just focusing entirely just on delivery, and they can do scale, they can cut their operational costs down just by doing scale of delivery of items and timing. Or we can get into it, but at this stage it's not something that I want to, because it's a lot of logistics and then infrastructural purchasing capital requirements.